Hey folks, I'm Jake. I'm 26 and I hail from Brazil. However, just 5 months back, I couldn't utter a complete English sentence, not even, "How's it going?" without overthinking. I was totally clueless. Right now, I'd like to share how I mastered English in only 5 months, without pricey lessons, without traveling to an English-speaking nation, and without squandering time on ineffective techniques. But this isn't solely my tale, it's yours as well. If you've ever experienced irritation, blockage, or humiliation due to your English skills, continue reading. Since I was precisely in your position, and I assure you, if you follow my entire path detail by detail, you'll understand precisely how to enhance your English. Let's rewind to the start. My adventure didn't begin with enthusiasm, it commenced with a major setback that altered my existence. The instant that transformed it all, I've always aspired to join a global firm. My ideal role was as a programmer at a major tech corporation. I adored programming, I excelled in it, and I toiled around the clock to excel. At last, after years of dedication, I received an opportunity. I submitted an application to a massive US-based company. The hiring agent messaged, "Well done, you've been chosen for an interview." I was thrilled. I pictured my future in a fresh land, making a substantial income, collaborating with top talents. But the interview occurred. I recall it vividly. I launched Zoom, and there were 3 panelists, all fluent English users. They began talking, and it seemed like their speech was on fast forward. I grasped nothing. They posed the initial query, "Jake, could you share a little about yourself and your background in software engineering?" I froze. The response was in my mind, but the phrases wouldn't emerge. I stammered, "Yeah, I am, software. I handle coding, several projects, excellent. I am quite skilled." They stared. The quiet stabbed like a dagger in my gut. They asked another, but I couldn't respond properly. Finally, one grinned and stated, "Okay, Jake, thanks for joining us." I recognized the implication. I'd flopped. I didn't land the position, not due to lacking expertise in my area, but because I couldn't communicate in English. That day, I grasped English's influence. It wasn't merely a tongue, it was the gateway to my ambition. And at that point, I lacked that gateway. I felt humiliated, mortified, furious with myself. For ages, I'd convinced myself, English isn't necessary, I'll excel in my profession, and that'll suffice. But now, the reality hit, without English, I was overlooked. That evening, I resolved, I'd acquire English, and swiftly. Most folks, upon beginning English studies, opt first for costly programs. But I skipped that. Why? I'd attempted them previously, and they failed. A year prior, I'd invested in an internet-based English course. The instructor had me cram word lists, complete syntax drills, and absorb dull regulations. Yet after 3 months attempting dialogue, I remained mute. Thus, I realized pricey sessions weren't the solution. To grasp English rapidly, I required an alternative approach. I needed a framework effective in everyday scenarios. That's when I initiated my 5-month strategy, which I'll reveal to you now, phase by phase. Section 1, the initial 15 days. The primary error novices commit is assuming they require additional terms. I believed likewise. I figured mastering 1,000 terms would make me eloquent. But actually, I already possessed numerous terms, but couldn't converse. Hence, during those first 15 days, I avoided new terms. Rather, I pursued something far stronger. I began mastering utilization of familiar terms. Here's precisely what I executed. First, I compiled a basic phrase inventory. I pondered, what must I express daily? I jotted 50 straightforward phrases for practical use. Like, hello, how's it going? Could you say that again? I don't get it. I'm studying English. I'd like a coffee, thanks. Each morning, I vocalized these 50 phrases aloud, not once or twice, 10 times. Initially, my speech was sluggish, but post 5 days, they flowed instinctively. Second, I commenced conversing with myself in English daily. This proved immensely effective. Alone, I'd narrate in English. For instance, showering, I'm bathing. The water's warm. I feel calm. Preparing breakfast, I'm cooking eggs. I enjoy eggs. They're simple to prepare. At first, it seemed silly, but I understood this was my personal learning space. No judgments. Within a week, my thoughts shifted to English. Third, I rehearsed 5 phrases daily, with a variation. Daily, I selected 5 from films or actual dialogues. But I didn't merely recite, I mimicked precisely. I echoed them 10 times, matching the native's feeling, pace, and articulation. This refined my intonation and made me authentic. By the close of those 15 days, a shift occurred. I ceased mental translations. Basic phrases emerged effortlessly. Confidence surged. Yet this was merely the onset, as post 15 days, genuine training ensued. Section 2, Authentic Training kicks off. Following 15 days of correcting my key flaw, I was prepared for advancement. Short phrases came without effort, confidence grew. But I recognized it fell short. I aimed beyond brief utterances, I sought genuine discussions. Comprehending native sans translation. Eloquent speech. Thus, I devised a fresh scheme. This would revolutionize all. Adhering to it accelerates progress beyond imagination. I discerned a vital point, my mind lagged in English speech. Words were known, but rapid assembly eluded me. I sought natural fluency. I adopted what I term the query-response technique. It's straightforward yet potent. Here's the process. First, pose a basic English query to myself. Second, reply instantly sans overanalysis. Third, iterate with varied responses. Sample, began with simple, what have you done today? Initial reply brief, I labored. Then expanded, I labored on my task. I labored on my task for 3 hours. I labored on my task for 3 hours, then paused. I labored on my task for 3 hours, then paused and drank coffee. Each response added depth. This conditioned my mind for English thinking and hesitation-free speech. Another sample, what was your breakfast? First, I consumed eggs. Then, I consumed eggs and bread. I consumed eggs, bread, and fruit. I consumed eggs, bread, and fruit since I was famished. I consumed eggs, bread, and fruit since I was famished, and I adore hearty mornings. I practice this daily for minimum 30 minutes. Speech velocity soared. Sentences lengthened, mental translations vanished. Pronunciation posed a major hurdle. Despite speaking, I retained a foreign tone. Natives comprehended, but accent lingered. Thus, I employed the mimic method. Optimal for accent enhancement sans instructor. Here's how. First, hear a native from films, videos, or broadcasts. Second, halt after each phrase. Third, replicate identically, pace, inflection, feeling. Sample from film, character uttered, "I'm clueless about your topic." I halted, echoed, "I'm clueless about your topic." Initially tough, but post 10 reps, my tone resembled the native. From broadcast, "The day was lovely, so I chose a stroll." Halted, echoed, "The day was lovely, so I chose a stroll." Daily 30 minutes. Post-month, pronunciation advanced, natives remarked, "Your English is quite authentic." Vocabulary mattered, but list cramming failed. Needed superior approach. Adopted narrative technique. Here's it. First, selected 5 fresh terms daily. Second, crafted brief tale incorporating all. Third, vocalized tale 10 times. Fourth, applied terms in actual talks. Sample terms: thrilled, invite, gathering, reach, shock. Tale: I felt thrilled upon getting an invite to a large gathering. Upon reaching, a massive shock, my birthday celebration. Daily routine. Post 3 months, acquired 1,000 plus terms sans wrote. A common issue, thinking in mother tongue, then converting to English. Slows, unnatural speech. Trained mind for direct English thought. How? First, narrated surroundings in English. Sample: outdoors, mentally, skies azure. Weather's warm. Folks strolling. That guy's in crimson top. Second, self-queried, replied in English. Sample: what's happening now? Sitting, sipping coffee, jotting notes. Third, maintained English daily log. Nightly, chronicled day in English. Started basic, but post-month, fluid. Post-weeks, astonishing, no translations. English thoughts natural. A potent rule: daily, minimum 2 hours English speech. No skips. Solo. Self-talk. Busy? During chores, meal prep, tidying, strolling. Lazy? Reminded, English shapes future. No quitting. Section 3, Ultimate Advancement. Having established listening repeating routine, I aimed higher. But grasped essential, mere listening speaking insufficient sans proper grammar structure grasp. Avoided errors confusing others, sought natural tone. Began noting native sentence builds. Each heard phrase, not just echoed, queried, why this structure? Sample: heard, I've studied English 5 months. School taught, I study English 5 months. Revelation: school English differs from spoken. Researched variances. Learned real tense usage, present perfect when. Why, I've been studying over I'm studying. Such nuances boosted naturalness. Noted frequent structures, integrated in routine. Prepositions challenged, on bus, in car, at night, in morning. Why? Pocket notebook for puzzling prepositions plus samples. Doubts? Online search or native usage listen. Advanced, nightly English diary. Started basic, went work today. Felt exhausted. Had pizza. Tasty. Improved by querying, native writing style. Read blogs, tomes, articles, noted structures. Mimicked in diary. Shadowing sped learning. Native videos, headphones, instant repeat matching pace/pronunciation. Daily 20 minutes min weeks later, pronunciation leaped. Trick: English films subtitled. Not passive, paused per phrase, echoed. Focused sound, tone, flow. Gradually, English naturalized. Here, realized key, English beyond words/grammar, confidence tool. Many know but fear speech. Resolved, no mistake fear. Spoke English chances, job, shop, pals. Spoke uncertainly. Surprise, understood despite slips. No mockery. Boosted confidence. Then, greatest dread, native chats. Feared misunderstanding/freezing. Strategy, prepped 10 topics, daily practice. Day how? Job what? Favorite meal? Fluent answers practiced. Leaped, joined online English practice group multinational. Initial nerves, but all learners like me. Befriended globals, joint practice. Enhanced English, unified learning. Nearing journey end, unyielding confidence built. No longer rejection victim via weak English. Transformed via steady work, drill, attitude. Now, share final vital insights for your fluency. One day, mirror self-talk as usual. But differed, no pauses. No translations. Fluid words. Seemed enchanted, but effort's fruit. Same day, tested via deep native chat. Joined global topic discussion online. Nervous start, but self-reminded, hard work, no doubts. Spoke. Clear, assured. No word hunts. Grasped others sans confusion. Folks listened, agreed, queried. Amazing instant. Day of fluency realization. 5 months post-start, reapplied dream role. Not nervous old Jake. Not hesitator, diminisher, word loser. No, confident entry, language master. Faced interviewer as owner, not feara. Clear speech. Easy answers. Not mere English, commanded it. Their eyes showed, impressed by language, dedication, tenacity, change. Days later, call, Jake, congrats. Position yours. Moment disbelief. Dream role. Prior rejectors now hirers. Entry pay $5,000 monthly, $5,000 beyond dreams. Stood, phone gripped, trembling, teary. First, phoned folks. Parents, succeeded. Mom wept. Dad, stoic, said, knew you would. Realized, not solo, for them. Debut pay, dad's desired watch, always wanted, never got. Mom's gold chain. Her sacrifices, now repay. Gifting, they declined, need nothing, child. Shook head, thanks expression. For faith when I lacked. Moment comprehension, worth every bit. Struggles, late hours, frustrations, quit urges, all worth. Core insights from path, share pivotal learnings aiding quick English fluency. First, attitude paramount. Many flop English via self-doubt. I did too, but mindset shift altered all. Affirmed, English easy. Learnable skill. Swapped, bad at English, for, daily better. Doubt blocks, belief paths. Second, immerse in English. Integrated daily. Phone English. Viewed English media only. English tunes, sans full lyrics grasp. Followed English influencers online. Daily English brain feed. Ensured English speech/thought. Object cited, English named. Car, blue car. Speeding. Such built vocab organically. Third, fearless speech. Mistake fear common, but learning's part. Feared once, then grasped, natives value effort, ignore errors. Forced speech. English with vendors. Directions from unknowns. Solo English talks. More speech, greater skill. Fourth, engaged hearing plus shadowing. Hearing equals speech. Trained for spoken English via podcasts, audiobooks, talks. Active, shadowed. Shadow, hear phrase, instant mimic sound / flow. Accent / fluency boost. 5th, smart vocab growth. List cramming ditched fast. Contextual learning. Phrases over isolates. Sample, not happy alone, so happy today, film really happy making. Context eased recall / natural use. 6th, grammar sans texts. Avoided grammar tomes hours. Natural via hear / speak. Mistake noted, fixed. Sample, said he go school. Corrected, he goes school. Usage trumps rules for grammar. 7th, steady over flawless. Some perfect pre-speech. Error. Spoke day 1, few words used. Rule, daily English act. 10-minute talks some days. Short writes. Podcast hears. Consistency key. Lazy days? Still did. No need costly classes. No ideal setup. Just deep want, daily commit. Envision 6 months hence, fluent, assured English. Opportunities flood. Pride swells. Begin now, speak, hear, drill, persist. Future you grateful. Not mere English learn, life shift. To you, if I did, you can. Start irrelevant. Current English irrelevant. Start today matters. Hard, seems impossible occasionally. Trust, consistency soul fluency barrier. End doubts. End excuses. English immerse. Daily speak, hear, read, write. Air, learn, advance. Discipline ache temporary, regret eternal. Choose. Discipline. Growth. Triumph. Fluency quest now. If tale motivated, like post, subscribe channel. Accompany your path. Together achieve.